All right, what's up, guys? It's been a few days, right? Tonight, I'm going to talk about something that has been not bothering me, but just grab my attention about when men are in their grind, this so called discipline, right? I'm so disciplined that I'm alone, I'm isolated, right? And that works for so long. And then you have to go back to the basics and nature and say, you know what? I don't share this planet only with men. I do share it with women. Right? And this is the hit that everybody gets, right? I don't care how many fucking push ups you do, how many pull ups, how many miles you run in a day. That doesn't gonna get you laid. That's not going to get you woman, right? Period. It's not. Okay. So, what's the title of today? Well, imperfection equals confidence. And when you have confidence, of course, you are attractive. You are attractive and you attract the opposite sex all the time. Huh? Okay. But how do we get there? Very fucking easy. Okay. Okay. These days, I know everything's trending about going to the gym, having abs, working out, doing your burpees, blah, 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 whatever, right? Now men are taking pictures like if they were a woman, right? And I see that as something very obscure and ridiculous, right? Like men shouldn't be taking pictures like women do in the first place, right? If you're working out, you're having your abs, okay, good for you. That's confidential. Okay. As a man, you need to learn that there are certain things you cannot post. It's for you to keep, right? And I don't care. I'm not here for the views. I'm here for the few, right? I'm here for the few. So we're gonna start. What's up? Hey, Dada, what's up? Thank you guys for the few. So imperfection, right? Imperfection creates confidence. What exactly are you saying, Alex? What exactly are you trying to convey? What's the message? What's the point? What's the steps to get there? Well, as men, we think that women are interesting in how clean we are and how organized we have our home, right? Our priorities, how perfect we are in everything we fucking do. And that's a lie. All right, guys? We all know it. Why? When you were perfect, she left you for somebody who was not even brushing his teeth. That's the bottom line of all this, right? Period. So, imperfection creates confidence. We're going to start from there, right? As a man, we need to understand that we have priorities, we have a job, we're grinding, okay? We're on the purpose, on our purpose, whatever you want to call it, okay? You have a vocation, you have a career, you're studying, you're doing something with your life. And that's amazing, okay? That's amazing for a man to be doing that, okay? But that is only for you, right? Hi, man. Have a good day. You too. Okay. That is only for you. Okay. You're grinding. going to the gym as a man, getting your abs work, okay, getting your money in, that is for you, okay? That has nothing to do with the opposite sex at all, okay? And I'm here to tell you that because I'm getting sick and tired of all these young men going to the gym, walking like they've been on a horse for 8 hours, okay? And they got out of the horse, going to their parking lot, to their car, and I'm like, what is this fucking circus going on? What is going on? Okay. America's favorite crazy uncle. What's up? Thank you. I'm from India. My name is Sisha. What's up, Sisha? Thank you for support. All right. I don't know what time is it over there, but thank you anyways. So going back, guys. So imperfection as a man. Okay. Why do you don't want to be too perfect? Very simple. This is very simple. Okay. You need to understand that in this world, we share the planet. Okay, man? We're not alone. Me and you cannot have kids. Okay. We cannot. We can create a team. We can create an army. Okay. We can create a country. We cannot procreate. Okay. So we need women. And if we need women, that means we need to understand to what they react to. Okay. Contradicting to the conventional philosophy right now that you need to go to the gym, look perfect, awesome, all right, be on your grind. And still, we have rich people and people with money not getting pussy, okay? Not getting laid or having family for whatever reasons. They can be like because they're being too picky. I understand that. Or because nobody's paying attention to them, right? So let me tell you something about women, okay? I'm gonna take you guys a little bit back in the day, even though I'm not a religious guy. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not a religious guy. I don't follow religion, but I read religion because I think that even in holy books, interpretations can be accomplished, right? I have read the Quran, the Bible, and there's certain truths that you can apply in a daily life, right? So let's go back to Genesis. Even though I don't believe in the Bible, but even though the Bible is still relevant to this day, if you read the stories, right? So the so-called God created man, okay, and they created everything, whatever. He created the earth, animals, and then he created man. You're gonna be in charge of everything. But then he said, you know what? Whoa, hold it. This is not enough. He needs someone, right? Right. But here's the catch. In the regular Bible, we hear that it says Adam needs a helper. But actually, if you go back into the root word of Hebrew, it doesn't, the translation in Greek and all that, it doesn't mean helper. It means rescuer. Okay? This is the catch, guys. Pay attention to this, right? Alex, you're great. What's up, dog? Yeah. Woman ate the apple. They did. They did eat the apple. And I don't even know if it was an apple or a D, right? She knew. She knew exactly. But here's the point, though, that if the so called God knew that Adam needed help, but in the Hebrew language, it's not translated into help. Literally, it means rescuer. Think about this, guys. Women come to this world to rescue men. And right now, like 5, 10, 20 years ago, men are living the opposite. They are the ones rescuing women from strip clubs, from sex clubs, from marriages. You, as men, are being the rescuer. So you're living the opposite of what is meant to be. Okay, I know I'm going to get a lot of feedback and a lot of pushback. Say, look, Alex, I thought you were not a religious guy. I'm not. I'm not. But you need to understand that religion still has something compelling. It needs to hold a truth. Otherwise, it will not hook people to believe in what they believe in. So we come back to Genesis when God made man and said, you know what? It's not good for he to be alone. Let's make him a helper. But it's not a helper. It's a rescuer. Somebody who can rescue him. Okay? So if you know that woman was made to rescue you, why are you rescuing you? Why are you rescuing women from strip clubs, from sex clubs, from marriages, failing marriages? Why are men living the opposite of the nature that was already assigned to them? This is what I'm trying to say. Okay. That's what I'm trying to convey. And this is why when men decide to just like, I'm going to let go, I'm going to let go and I'm not going to do anything. Fuck all this. I'm just going to live my life. And guess what, guys? This is when you start introducing pussy into your life. You let go, you don't give a fuck, and you just want to be imperfect. You just don't want to be in order. You don't care if everything's set up how it needs to be because woman, it's going to fix that, right? Women are the ones who come into men's life to fix their lives, guys. Okay? I'm not shutting down. I'm not going to be quiet about this. I'm not. Okay? I'm sick and tired of all this. Man, stop trying to save or rescue women. It's the opposite. This is why a lot of people complain when men, struggle with drugs, alcohol, or any addiction, women are attracted to them because women, it's wired to rescue men, not the other way around. Okay. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Exactly. Don't save her. What's her duty? What is her responsibility going based of the holy book, the Bible? She needs to rescue men. Okay. This is why imperfection, when you stop being so perfect, when you stop being so perfect, man, listen to this. Young men, especially, and old men, I don't care. When you stop caring for whatever it is set up, it needs to be perfect. It's not your job. It's not your job to make everything perfect. It's a woman's job. This is why women fall in love with criminals, with people who are who are obsessed with drugs, with addictions, because they feel they are worth it. And this is their call. Okay? This is why men in the military get cheated on because they're so disciplined and stoic that their women say, you know what? Fuck this dude. I'm going to fuck a dude from the streets. And they do. They do. All right. This is why it's so important, guys. Even though, because I do my burpees, I do my exercises on a weekly basis. I have it on the calendar. This is what I'm going to do certain days. But you don't share it with a woman. Okay. You don't share your goals with a woman because if you share your goals with a woman, you're basically telling her that you don't need her. Okay. Men, I'm sorry, but at the same time, I'm not sorry. Wake up, guys. Wake up. This change is taking place right now. Stop being perfect. Even if you're perfect, even if you're on the time, on the clock, on the watch. I know I did time with military. They are on the second. Every 10 seconds, they know what we're going to do. They know what's up. Pretend that you forget. Otherwise, you're going to pay a big price. You're going to suffer. You're going to be alone, not because you're scared. I'm not scared to be alone. I did 9 years in prison. All right. Almost 2 years in the shoe. So I know what it is to be alone. But that's not the point. The point is that men are not paying attention to woman nature. Woman's nature is to fix guys. Okay. A woman comes into your life because she has to fix something in your life. But we're being told, whoa, we're stoic. We have read this book. We have been here. We don't need nobody. And we're disciplined. And we think as men that is sexy towards women. It's not. It's not sexy. On the contrary, it's the opposite. It's a turnoff. Mhm. And she's gonna find somebody who's ugly, undisciplined, but who leaves room for her to fix his life. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. Huh? Mm? You guys have, like I do, we need to have time alone. That's a non negotiable. But guys, you need to understand that you come here to earth, you cannot be on your own for 40, 50 years. You eventually going to meet a woman who wants to have your kids or at least kiss you. Stop being perfect. We know that man can be perfect. We know that we put a fucking watch on 60 seconds. It takes 10 seconds to do our bed, another 20 seconds to do this, another 20 seconds to do that, and another 10 seconds to do that. With women, you need to make an exception. It's not like that. It's not. Non-negotiable is prison time. It is true. It is true. Nah, I'm not stopping. Then you're being manipulated by someone else who's saying half stuff, right? So what I'm saying, guys, I'm saying this, right? You guys have a job, have a career, are making so much money that you don't need somebody in your life. I get it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about confidence. Okay. This is the title of tonight's topic. Imperfection equals confidence. And when you have confidence, equals attraction. Mhm. That's the topic of tonight. I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong. I'm illustrating that women are looking for men who are imperfect. Even if you are perfect, guys, pretend, give the illusion that you need somebody to fix something in your life. That doesn't mean you're weak. That's another strategy that you apply in war. And in love and in war, strategies are the same, right? I know, I know this is not for everybody. I'm not saying that. I will never say that. But I've met a lot of military people and from all backgrounds, managers, supervisors, who gave their life to their job, right? Obviously. And they thought that their woman was going to be excited about that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. A woman is excited with mixed feelings, right? Your wife, your girlfriend, your future wife is going to be excited when you learn this subtle strategy and action behavior. Even though you are a perfect son of a bitch, you are a perfect person who has everything in order. You need to understand that a woman is not looking for that. And I don't want you to answer me, I don't need woman, because you do. You do. You need to have kids. I don't care if you're 40, 50, 60, but you need to procreate. Otherwise, you are missing everything about life. Period. This is the secret sauce about attracting women. Because I hear people, you need to be stoic. You need to be so perfect that you look like you're in stone. That's not true. Women fall in love with imperfection. And here's the amazing part to men that we can fake that. We can make the illusion that we need help so we can open the door for women to come into our lives. That's the awesome part. That we as men, no matter how disciplined we are and stoic, we have to make a window, we have to make that opening so women can come in and fix something. You guys cannot fix everything. Stop doing that. Stop. Hmm? Nah, I don't want kids. No, that's not good. Probably for right now, you don't want kids. In the future, 5 years, 10 years from now, your opinion might change, my dude, right? I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm saying that everybody grows at a different pace. but we grow. Okay. It's just a matter of time. Okay. Your no in 5 years can be a yes. Your yes in 5 years can be a no. Okay. So what you have, your responsibility is just to not go too ahead of yourself because we're growing. Okay. We're growing. But you need to understand that women, regardless of how they are, how dirty and awful, you need to understand that there's a language that they do respond to. And it's not perfection. If a man is so perfect that he has everything figured out, it's so obvious. That means that he doesn't need nobody. And that includes women. You don't want that. Okay. You don't want that, not because I'm saying it, it's because eventually you will want the affection, the warm body, the vagina, the babies from a woman. So don't shut yourself off from that. And the only way of doing that is not to be perfect. Okay. You have to give them the illusion that you struggle with something. And I know, guys, she's like, but I'm faking. I don't like those mind games, blah, 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 blah. But you do it in war, anyways. It's called deception, the art of war. You do it anyways with the enemy. So you're familiar with it. I'm not saying that females or women are your enemy, but you need to understand that they're the opposite of you. So they speak another language of what are you used to. Okay. So this is why I dedicated this night tonight to talk about if you're too perfect, there's no window for women to come in your life. And I don't think it's healthy to be with no woman all your life. That's weird and awkward, right? And honestly, that's missing like 50% of the other knowledge that you need to know as a man. Okay. So this is why I strongly, strongly dedicated tonight to make this video about imperfection creates confidence. And when you have confidence, you attract women. You don't attract a woman based on how you smell or how you look. You might think it does, but it doesn't. Women have this gift that they can decipher when a man is struggling with something. This is the only time when a woman feels needed. And when a woman feels needed, this is when she's tapping into her feminine. Okay. Romans fought the Iranians for 72 years and lost. They did. They did. But they don't understand that. They think they're winning this war with Iran. Okay. They think so. Okay. And you have to let, because even though I represent this country, we have to allow some losses so we can learn from it and appreciate and respect the enemy to the point that we don't fear them, but we respect that they have their own autonomy and their own constitution. Okay. And it's not unto them, okay, that we realize that there's another people just as powerful as we are. Okay. So going back to this thing, Okay. I understand that men, I include myself, we have been pushed to the limits. We have, and we think that push-ups, pull-ups is the answer, and this is how women fall in love with us. They don't. They don't fall in love with us like that. They don't, right? They don't. I have had over 2,000 partners. I don't know about that. You have to be like 90 or 200 years old for that. you know? So, guys, I'm just sharing with you guys because it made me uncomfortable because a lot of men think like, okay, I'm going to the gym. I have my schedule full and I don't have time for women. All right. That works to a certain extent. Okay. I do believe that. I do believe that you have to shut down from no woman. I didn't had woman for 9 years. I was incarcerated for 9 years in a federal prison. So I didn't had woman for 9 years. So I do understand what it is to be without a woman. But to shut down from a woman is to shut down from life, and you don't want that. You don't want that. Okay? You don't want that. You don't want to be a Napoleon. You don't want to be a Marcus Aurelius who got cheated by the enemy because they forgot they had a wife. If you have a wife, you have to treat her like she's a country, like she's a project. If you don't want to deal with that, don't get married then. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. This is not a right or wrong answer. I'm just saying that imperfection, don't be too perfect, man. Don't be too perfect. This is how you attract women into your life. When you stop figuring out everything on yourself and you pretend, even though that's the trick, write it down. Write it down. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Okay. Write it down. Even though you know the answer for something, pretend or give the illusion that you don't. And she's going to bring that answer and let her feel that she did something spectacular. Mhm. That's self esteem, guys. You cannot put a woman down just because of her nature. Use her nature to your advantage, right? Use her nature to your advantage, okay? Stop being so perfect. Imperfection, it's a woman's fantasy. I'm going to say it again. Imperfection, when you're fucking up as a man, women love it. Not because they're taking advantage, it's because it's their opportunity to come into your life. And this is where you open the door so she can show you what she's capable of. Not because you're weak, because you know her nature. You know the nature of life. You know that you need to allow everybody to give their gift to life so we can keep going to the cycle of life. If you are too perfect, if you don't need nobody, you don't allow people, women in this case, to be introduced into your life and to give you a family. Okay? Because in a woman's mind, she's saying, if this man is so perfect, then he can have kids on her own. And you can't. We as men, we cannot. Mhm. Men, we're disciplined, we're stoic, but sometimes we have to act like we need help. So can women come into our lives and do the rest? I'm going to take a break. So, guys, huh? Switch the tables, guys. Switch the tables, right? Switch the tables. We all know men have we have the training. It's in our nature to do everything that we have to do, right? Right. Yeah. So true. I'm not saying it's not, but there's a time in our life that we have to stop and let women come into our lives. But people say, like, how? By loving them? Nope. By saying that we like them? No. By making them think that we need help. How? You don't have to do everything as a man. You do your bed, blah, blah, blah. Everything's organized. Sometimes you have to go to your closet and just throw everything around. Okay. I know it sounds absurd, but sometimes you just have to disorganize, just throw everything to the floor and let her do her thing. A woman doesn't get turned on when she goes to a home and everything's organized. That's a lie. All right. What's up? What's up, Jamie? What's up? Bro, should you eat something like ribeye steak? Yes. Testosterone. Yeah. Red meat. It's the best. It's the best meal for men. Red meat, right? Especially if it's grass fed. But if it's not, it's still good. It has a lot of vitamin B, protein, you know, amino acids, everything that you need for your body for replenish, to grow, and to keep going. Red meat, it's the best. The one who comes from cows, beef, obviously, and goat, lamb. Hmm. Yeah, and then it goes to fish, poultry, and then we go again, right? But yeah, guys. So yeah, this night I put it on the calendar. You know what? Perfect man and alone. And it's not that you are afraid to be alone. I'm not saying that. I'm not afraid to be alone. I'm not afraid to die alone. I'm not, honestly. But I'm not saying this. I'm just saying in the concept of involving the opposite sex. When you're too perfect, guys, you're closing the doors for every woman. You don't want that, guys. You don't want that. I know you have to have a very strong self-esteem to assume or to act like you need some help in your house, right? You need to have very strong self worth to know that it's not that you need help. You're just allowing it for women to come into your life and do their thing, right? Don't act too perfect. That's a turn off. It turns them off. When she's coming over, let's say you have a woman who you're dating or you're gonna meet for the first time, she's coming over and you try to make everything perfect. It's wrong. It's not a man who's coming, it's a woman. If it's another man, of course, you want everything organized. Okay, he's gonna tell you, damn motherfucker, damn, you're organized, you're disciplined, right? Boom. You know, a woman, she's gonna feel intimidated. She's gonna try to leave because she thinks that you're too much for her. Mhm. My dad didn't taught me this. I have to learn it on my own, and it's okay. I'm not whining. It's not a complaint. It's an observation. Uh, Women don't get turned on by you being so organized. They don't. Women are created to rescue men. Okay, we see it all the time. I repeated it myself. Men who have addiction problems have the most woman after them. Why? Because he needs help. Yeah. So, Alex, I have to be a drug addict? No, you don't. You don't. You're too smart for that. You're too smart. Act, pretend that you're not perfect with whatever it is, right? Lay your clothes all over the fucking floor. Don't clean your toilet for a week, a month. Let her come over. Huh? Let her see that you need help. This is when she becomes a woman, guys. Mhm. I know me and you, well, we can do everything, Alex. We can cook, we can fucking do laundry on ourselves, we can do everything. We don't need women. This is fucking pathetic. What do you mean we don't need women, bro? Hmm? We don't. We do. She needs to have her kids. She needs to have our kids. And the only way she's going to open that window is when she knows that you need to be rescued for something. And that shouldn't be detrimental for a man. It shouldn't. It's a strategy to allow women to come in. Just like you trap a animal with something. You have food for this animal, but there's a trap. Bah. I know it sounds fucked up. It sounds fucked up. Like, so you're trapping women? It's the best example that I can give right now. I'm not trapping women, but I'm allowing them to come and to know that I'm not perfect. Okay? If I'm perfect, then I don't need her. Mhm. And until we have another planet where we can create babies out of thin air, then we don't need women. Okay? But right now, we don't create babies out of thin air. So we need women. Okay? And it shouldn't be offensive. It should be a good thing. This is a this is the time that we can practice our strategies, right? Like I said it before, in war and in love, strategies are the same, right? So this is my video for tonight, guys. That stop being perfect, right? America's favorite uncle. What's up? Oh man, yes. Thank you, guys. So this is what I'm trying to convey. Young guys, old guys, middle-aged guys, we need to stop being so perfect, right? Not because I'm saying it, right? It's because this allows the opposite sex to be attracted to you. Okay. And even though you're like, well, I don't want to be attracted from the opposite sex, BS. That's BS. Because it feels good when somebody from the opposite sex wants to be part of your life. I don't care how small or big in the scale is, right? It feels good, right? It feels that you're alive and it feels that you're going along with life. That's all. Okay. This is not about superiority. This is not I'm above you, under you. It has nothing to do with that. Okay. Because I see a lot of men trying so hard to get women. And when men try so hard to get women, they get intimidated. A, a guy has a house, two cars, a perfect body, a big checking account on the bank. The girl is like, God damn. I mean, she's to a certain extent attracted, but at the same time, she's intimidated. Like, man, I don't want to be here, right? Why should I be here? Hmm? There's no room for me to do anything. And you have to allow women to do something. And that means the dirty work. Because we've been taught that when we've been dirty, not organized, woman, it's gonna be unattractive. She's gonna be like, no, I don't want this guy because he's too dirty or he doesn't clean his house or his room. It's the opposite. This is when she feels encouraged that she is assigned to you by so divine call, right? We see it all the time. I hear it all the time. My girlfriend cheated on somebody who was in prison. My girlfriend cheated on somebody who didn't have a job. My girlfriend cheated on somebody who didn't have money. I hear it all the time. And that's your answer. Once in a while, you have to be that guy who apparently doesn't have his shit together. This is when a woman tells herself, this is my opportunity. This is my only chance to prove that I can make him and his life better. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you for everything. Good night. See you soon.